Welcome to the Argue Your Point podcast. Here are your hosts, Jeff Mitri and Mason Mitri.
All right, and here we are once again. We are back at it. It is episode, 13. Now it's 13. Yeah, we said 13 last time. We were wrong. Last time was 12. We're on to 13. We haven't missed a week since we started. That's awesome, yeah. So we've got lots of followers now. People are listening to us.
Someone from Spain did.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Real Madrid.
Cool, yeah. Hey, we welcome all sports fans. And maybe that guy, wants to stay in tune with the local Buffalo community, which we provide here, unlike the guys over at WGR, where all they do is agree with each other. But anyways, I digress.
Taking shots now?
Taking shots, yeah. Cut your act, guys. Act real. So anyways, this morning, went to Wegmans, and I was going shopping. I did all my shopping, and when you're done, you kind of look for like your favorite checkout person, like easygoing, cool person. So and there's a couple of them there, and then there's a couple you don't really know. So I got in this line. There's only two lines. The one with the cashier that I liked, it said 13 items or less, and I had way more than that. So I had to go to the other one. And so I put my recyclable bags on the conveyor belt, and she takes it out, and she starts doing the process, putting the food in there. It's like, oh, wait a minute, I forgot my coffee cup. She's like, what coffee cup? What coffee cup? I'm like, it's in that bag somewhere. And I would have grabbed it and took it, but she's just like, where? She puts her hands in there, and it's like a black Yeti, When I was drinking it, I was like, oh, it started giving me a stomachache. So I just kind of put it in those bags, and then it somehow got turned upside down and all over it, and then went down the conveyor belt. And I was like, my coffee. She picks it up upside down. It's like drizzling down onto the back of her counter, and then like on her arm and running down her elbow. I was like, I'm so sorry. And she didn't say like, oh, that's no problem, nothing. She was just like, son of a, my gosh, people putting coffee cups with. I said my coffee cup was in there. I didn't tell her that there was coffee still in the coffee cup. She probably just thought like it's just a empty coffee cup. Nope, there was coffee in there. And then she's like, well, these are all wet. Can't use those. I'm like, no, that's fine. Just use them anyway. She's like, well, I don't want to get my hands all wet. I was like, all right, give me the tissue and I'll wipe them down. They weren't wet. The whole time I was like pretending I was wiping them down. I'm like, all right, they're all set now. You can use them. I didn't really do anything. There was like a little spot on the counter I wiped up. But anyways, yeah. She was not happy with me. Not that I was trying to be, I was a little embarrassed, I told her that I was sorry many times, but yeah, she wasn't having it. All right. A lot to discuss in the world of sports as it relates to the NFL, the Buffalo Bills, the NHL, and the Atlantic Division leading Buffalo Sabres. We'll get to all of that. Mason, how you doing today?
Good.
Come on, give me more than that. More than just good.
I'm doing good.
Okay, how was school today?
Good.
What was interesting? What's one thing that was interesting that happened today that, me in my world, I have no idea what it's like to be back in middle school?
Good.
No, come on. What'd you have for lunch?
I don't remember. It's like a taco, I think.
Taco?
Yeah.
When you get the taco, do they scoop it out with ice cream scoopers?
No.
The meat? See, they always did that with me.
Well, it's like, I don't remember like ice cream scoop. It's like something different. It's kind of like one, but
it's not. See, they used actual ice cream scoopers.
it was the one where you can click the little button. It would like a button on the side, and it would scoop out whatever it was. But I think they probably
Really?
use spoons or something, like a ladle.
Okay.
It might have been ice cream spoons. I don't know. But you want to talk about some NFL?
Yeah, let's do it. I've got.
It'd be really cool for like a little transition sound.
Yeah, we can hook that up.
It's like
We actually got a couple of them here. There's one. We could even do. What about if we just did the record scratch? No, that's when you say something embarrassing or something like that. Okay.
okay. So there are a ton of signings in free agency, but I only highlighted a couple of ones that I thought were pretty cool.
Yep.
So let's
start at the top.
Okay, Jalen Phillips went from the Eagles to the Panthers. A edge rusher, 4-year deal, $30 million per year, $80 million at signing. Or no, $0 signing.
Yeah, 0 at signing, but 80 guaranteed. Edge rushers are maybe the third most important position in all of football.
Yeah.
It's becoming so important, and the elite ones get paid massively. And even if you're not elite, if you're an edge, my gosh, you could make a ton of money. And right now there is a high priority on that position throughout the whole league. And it goes along with my philosophy on how to win in the NFL is to disrupt the quarterback. That's what how often do we get after the quarterback? How many sacks? We've got, I don't know, maybe I'm jumping ahead here in a little tangent. We got Rousseau, but he can't do it alone. I mean, he's not like the stud of the team. He needs another stud, and I think we possibly got that. We'll get into that a little bit later. But Jalen Phillips, 120, and then Alec Pierce. We talked about possibly signing him. And you kind of shut that right down because you're like, no, he wants $30 million. And there was talk about him, 15, 20, maybe 25, maybe north of 25. And he got north of 25, not quite 30, somewhere in between. Is he worth it? We'll see. I don't know. He's supposed to be a good route runner. Yeah, I mean, and he's got great. I know he's one of those most sought after free agent wide receivers. And yeah, he stays with the Colts, re-signs with the Colts. Go ahead, Mason.
Also, do we have the little breaking news button?
Yeah, we do.
Can we click it?
Sure.
We can,
breaking news.
So
you got something going on right now?
Breaking news. Cowboys are trading defensive tackle Odighizuwa to 49ers and trade for a 2026 third-round pick.
Okay. Wait, what position?
Defensive tackle.
Defensive tackle for a third-round pick?
So the Cowboys are trading defensive tackle to the 49ers for a third-round pick.
Okay. All right.
Also, the Bills restructured Josh Allen's contract 8 hours ago. Thought we'd just put that in there.
Yep.
That's $15 million.
Yeah, that's like restructuring. They're just moving money around. That's just like an accountant doing that.
I don't really know. I mean, I searched up Josh Allen's structure. It says 15, the NFL says 12, and the rest says 40. I don't know.
Yeah, they move money around. That's what sometimes they put it into a guarantee. They take it out of a guarantee. They put it in the back end. I don't know. It's like I said, it's just like accountants working with the GM and saying like, and lawyers, what can we do here? How do we fit this all in? I want to have this much. I need this much. And that's what they do. That's what they're paid to do. And they been doing more and more of that lately. And they don't even need to contact the player before doing it. They can just do it. And then they go up on Twitter and they find out, oh, my contract was restructured. How do you know? I'm trying to...
Mind turning down your microphone?
Turning down my microphone?
There we go. There you're a little more level. Okay. Also, some more breaking news, but not really breaking. Dolphins signing tight end Ben Sims to a 1-year deal.
Okay, how much?
I actually don't know. Tom Pellarusso said that.
Yeah, we got got Dawson Knox. We signed him to what really equates to, well, it's a 3-year deal, but he's got 1 year left on his contract, so they added 2 years. It's really it's kind of like a 2-year extension. They call it a 3-year deal. But
Oh, boy.
I'm not even sure what he's getting paid.
Bring the button again. Okay, we got another trade.
Is it a big one?
It's a trade.
Okay.
Literally just happened a few seconds ago.
All right.
Another trade. Dallas is sending defensive lineman Solomon Thomas and a 7th-round pick to the Titans in exchange for another 7th-round pick.
Okay.
A little weird, but it's a trade. So
if it's if you got like a trade that involves a second or first, if you have a trade that involves a second or first, then
well,
that's break. I'll turn the volume all the way up on the breaking news button.
Well, it was a trade, so I'm gonna keep this on. It's live.
Speaking of side signings, some of the more notable ones, another edge, Odafe Owe. I know that name's kind of hard to say, but 4 years, $100 million.
Let me. Okay. Do you want to take over? Can I take over real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Tyler Linderbaum was the best centers in the game.
Yep.
Went to the Raiders, $81 million. Also, want to know a fun fact? Over all the contracts, so far, it's about $2 billion.
Wow.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Wan'Dale Robinson to the Titans. Romeo Doubs went to the Patriots. Do we have a boo button for that? Might have to do it twice. There's a lot of divisions. Jets actually haven't made a single move.
No, I don't think I have a boo button.
I think you have a boo button. Don't have a boo button.
No, I don't think so.
Guess we'll have to do it ourselves. Boo!
Yeah.
Malik Willis went to the Dolphins. Now that is something he played pretty good as a backup.
Oh, Mason, I've got a trade button. So next time there's a trade, I'll play that button.
It's just a goal horn.
No, that's a trade horn. It's called. So, anyways, some of the more notable ones, Travis Etienne, he goes to the Saints for a 4-year deal, $52 million for running back. Rashid Shaheed, someone that we knew was going to be a free agent. We wanted to. He was in the rumor mill of being traded at the deadline. He didn't. He re-signs with Seattle for 3 years. Or
$51 million.
Or is it 5?
3 years, $51 million.
Yeah.
There's actually no 5-year deal. It's just 4 and 3 so far. But it's going to change. And Travis Etienne went to the Saints. Big deal there.
I mentioned that already.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go.
K9, Kenneth Walker goes to
the Chiefs.
And then
Is that boo button?
Pacheco, I think. No, I don't have a boo button.
Sure you don't have a boo
button?
Pacheco?
He signed someone else. So let's go back to the third most expensive one, Trey Hendrickson. Okay, $120 million.
I think Pacheco goes to the...
And let's talk about the Max Crosby thing.
I think Pacheco went to the Lions. 1 year, $1.8 million. It's not much.
Okay, he went to right. And then I think Montgomery went somewhere.
Montgomery went to the Texans. Trade. That was a trade, but...
Okay.
Now let's make some moves. So, who did me? Not you.
Sorry.
Oh, boy.
Okay, the max, here it is. This is what I was looking for. I wrote down some of my thoughts on the whole Max Crosby, Trey Hendrickson situation. You could see there that he signed a huge deal. I think I just mentioned this. 4 years, $112 million. All right. They were going to, the Ravens, that is, they reportedly were going to sign Max Crosby, giving away 2 first rounds, and there might have been something else in there, too.
Whoa. We're talking about trades now?
We're talking about Max Crosby.
We're not talking about Bradley Chubb or Mike Evans or Devin Lloyd?
No, we're talking about Max Crosby. This is not a trade. This is a free agent signing.
What about Mike Evans going to the 49ers?
Just listen to what I'm saying. Okay. Max Crosby, he was the biggest free agent on the market, pretty much, arguably. And he reportedly is going to the Ravens. He's like, bye-bye, Raiders, Las Vegas. Here comes the Ravens. And then they get a physical. Every team does a physical differently. They apparently, they give them so he had surgery 8 weeks ago. They look at their MRI. They look at the reports and the information from the doctors, from the you could say the player or the team side of the doctors with the Ravens team side of their doctors, and they're looking at it. And 8 weeks after surgery, maybe no one's going to pass a physical. But you have to take all that into account, and how is the recovery going from that 8 weeks? And apparently it was going well. I don't know. But then they basically have cold feet. Like if you're buying a house and you make a deal, but then you go in and then you get the home inspection. They say, like your roof's leaking and
house rotting.
Yeah, you got cracks in the walls. The foundation's not that great. Then you're like, it's still a good house. You can still buy it, but you're like, I don't think so. However, how peculiar they just sign Trey Hendrickson. They admit to have been talking to Trey Hendrickson from weeks before at the same time that they were talking to Crosby, and I believe that Trey Hendrickson was their backup plan. They didn't know if he was going to sign with the Ravens. They didn't know what direction that was going to go in. When they got the kind of like the green light with Trey Hendrickson, they backed out of the Crosby thing because giving up 2 first rounds is way more steep than what they got for Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah,
and what they'd have to pay. It's given 2 first rounds and his contract. So they can kind of, so I think they just play them a little bit and really put the Raiders in a very difficult position because now, I don't think Crosby can get 2 first rounds for whoever is possibly wanting to trade for them. I don't think. I think his stock went down a little bit, but, another team, they want to look into Max Crosby. They're going to do their due diligence. They're not going to just base it off media reports. But, that's how I think that whole thing went down. I don't think that they ever intended on signing both Trey Hendrickson and Max Crosby, even though that's what Trey will say that he was being told. I was like, I thought he was going to be my teammate. No, that was never going to go down like that. So that's my take on Max Crosby in the Trey Hendrickson situation. Do you have anything to add to that?
No, I think you really summed it up. Also summed up like 5 minutes of that, but I'm going to talk about
that's how long it took.
But Mike Evans with the 49ers, $42 million, 3-year deal, which is what interesting.
3-year deal is interesting because a lot of people were thinking he was going to do a 1-year deal. What?
Do Devin Lloyd to the Panthers. Panthers got Jalen Phillips and Devin Lloyd. So I think that's also we could add one more player. We're gonna talk about Bradley Chubb later about him, but I think that's really gonna be all we got for free agency.
Well, why not talk about Bradley Chubb? He signed a
3-year deal, $43.5 million, $14 million average, and he had no signing bonus, but he got $29 million guaranteed. Yep,
that's not a bad price, right? $43 million. So if you're looking at this, I'm looking at this free agent signing. It goes from highest total value on down. So Jalen Phillips is number 1 at $120 million, and then as you go down, let's see, like 10. 20, maybe 25. I'm not counting exactly. He's down to like 25th signing. He's an edge. Let me see how many edges. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3.
A lot.
4, 5, 6,
So-
7th. He's the seventh highest paid free agent edge rusher. That puts it in perspective. It really does. He's like a name. We'll get into that. He's dealt with some injuries. We'll get into that. But I think we're actually gonna switch gears here a little bit.
Also, I just want to note here: the Bills have $2 million in cap space right now.
Yeah, well,
have nothing.
they'll figure it out. Like
We
I
have
said,
nothing.
they've got accountants that work for Pagula, and if they need to move some stuff around, they will.
More Hamlin actually is going to be a free agent.
And it could be like stuff that just doesn't come off the books until June 1st and stuff like that.
Yeah. Just want to say here,
Mark Hamlin, yeah.
I was just taking a look at the report for how much cap space we have. Joey Bosa, whenever he's going to go. Darius Slay, technically we had him, so whenever he's going to end off.
What's your point?
My point is here, there are a lot of big guys leaving. Matt Milano's going to be leaving.
Yep.
Trey Day is leaving. Taylor Rapp, he was mediocre.
Matt Milano, he
But,
he might get replaced in the draft. We might have a good replacement for him.
The thing is, they're probably just gonna draft a cheaper, younger guy. Like, why would you pay $10 million for, I don't know, DeMar Hamlin or ever how much when you could draft Manuel McNear-War or someone like that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, DeMar Hamlin, who doesn't get paid $10 million.
Or $3 million, I think
Yeah,
that's how much
something
it
like
was.
that. Probably 3. Yeah, and you can. I mean, if you draft, anyone, like a linebacker in the first round, you're hoping he's going to be a stud, and be with your team for a long time. And you're right. Right now is the Josh Allen prime years. So if you can get a lot of production out of a guy in a rookie deal early, you don't really have to pay all that much for those guys. So, that's the strategy right there. Yeah.
Do you smell that?
I don't have a smell. So.
It smells like rotten eggs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's horrible in here.
Maybe it's the laundry room. Some of the water. Sometimes it smells like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna go to the Sabres versus Tampa.
Sabres on a warpath.
That's right. Yesterday, actually. Okay, so we'll get into the Sabres Tampa game,
Okay.
which was a historic game. But yesterday, they followed that up with a 6-3 win over the San Jose Sharks, and you could hear the crowd at the end of the game saying,
Sabres on a warpath.
you could hear, "Hoo ha, Sabres on a warpath! Hoo ha, Sabres on a warpath!"
It's horrible.
So yeah, that was a historic game. Sabres Lightning. It was the 16th time in NHL history, and the 10th time since the expansion area in 1967, where both teams combined for at least 7 goals in at least 2 periods of a single game. That's the first time since 1992. That was 7 goals in the second period, only 1 in the first, 7 in the second, 7 in the third, and it was just a roller coaster of a game. It had everything. It had over 100 penalty minutes. What does it say here? Yeah, so Tage Thompson, he had 4 assists, so he's now riding an 11-game point streak, and 11 players on. 11 players total had 3 points in the game. So there was Jason Zucker, Rasmus Dahlin, Bo Byram, and on the Lightning, Nikita Kucherov, Dan Radish, and J.J. Moser. So that was historic. It was the first time since 2007 that an NHL game featured that many players that had 3-point games, 3 points or more. Do you want to jump in here?
7 straight wins. NHL best 28-5-2 record over the best 35 games since 7-9. We're in the top 5 in the league standings at our stage. season, and first time since their President's Trophy winning season, 06-07, Sabres are now also leading their division late in the season. First time since 09-10.
Yeah, that's incredible. You know, when I read a stat the other day that, okay, this season we were 11-14-4, and then and now we have reached 40 wins before we have reached 20 losses. So now we are we're 40-19-6. We went from 11-14-4 to 40-19-6. That is so incredible. It's the first time the Sabres have had 2 8-game winning streaks. First time in history. It's a historical run, and it's just awesome. That game was just the team just saying, we are back. You know, it was like, we are back. The fans are on their feet. The fans will show up when you win in Buffalo. They'll sell out. Ticket prices will start going back up. There'll be a party in the plaza, warm weather, playoff hockey. Man, for the past 14 years, I still watch playoff hockey, you know, when the Sabres aren't in it. But that's just because I just really love hockey and enjoy watching the playoffs. And it's a different form of hockey than the regular season. And now we're going to be able to experience it with the Sabres in it.
I'll be able to experience it. But
yeah, exactly. You'll be able to experience it for the first time ever.
You know what I noticed about this podcast? We didn't. I'm just gonna put this in. We didn't talk about Bam Adebayo.
Oh yeah,
81 or 83 points. Insane. That was just a little side note, but people think he was cheating the game, surpassing Kobe's 81 point.
Well, I think, yeah, I know. I heard that today. So it seemed, I guess at the end, like they were purposely, like the other team was following him, and he went to the line like multiple times.
Yeah. Wonder why.
Yeah, I don't know. 'Cause maybe they wanted him to get the record. I don't know. Why would an opposing team? I don't know. I did hear a couple things about that. And the Wilt Chamberlain, he scored 100 points, but there was no video of him.
No one knows what happened. Could have been like when he scores.
Take his word
there was
for
a
it.
meme. It was like when he dunked it, he grabbed the ball and he went through the net like 10 times. He's like 20.
Oh yeah, that's funny. But going back to that Sabres game, there was 102 penalty minutes in the game, 6 special team goals, 5 scored by the Sabres, 1 was shorthanded, 4 on the power play. And Sam Carrick, he scored. He scored a big one. I think it tied the game at 6. I have to look it up. But he talked on the radio the next day. He said he'll never forget that game forever. He said friends were texting him saying that was the greatest game they had ever seen in their life. It was all over the media. It was all over Twitter. Twitter was blowing up. It was saying that was the best game I've ever seen. Crazy was used a lot, and it was so emotional. It was awesome. It was like, we are back. We're back on top, and we're kind of bullies, and we're relentless. No matter how hard you come at us, no matter how much you target Darlene, and over and over and over again, and you know how much more experience Tampa has at, number 1, playing that style game, number 2, winning Stanley Cups, and just playing, you know, when you play in the playoffs, you play more than teams that don't play in the playoffs. So they have got a lot more experience just by that, just by the sheer number of how many games that they play. And to walk into, and to get embarrassed the week before, getting the starting goalie chased out of the net by letting 4 goals and just a few shots. They were going to cut. They didn't want to be embarrassed again, especially in front of the whole league. And the Sabres weren't having it. They were not having it. They weren't going to roll over. And when they were down 2 goals, I was like, is their game plan going to win? And then they just kept coming back, and then went down 2 goals again. I was like, oh my gosh, this game is insane. And then they came with, and then they scored 3 unanswered, I think, to tie, to come within 1, tie it, and then and then take the lead 8-7. It was just incredible. I guess afterwards there was videos of, fans hugging each other and high-fiving each other and just like, oh man, what a game. And then 2 days later, they all, everyone's talking about the game. The next day when there was other games going around in the NHL, they all talked about this game. That's how big of a game and impact it had. And the next game against San Jose, Macklin Celebrini, in my mind, the second best player in the NHL right now. But they took care of business. We've got a long history of beating San Jose, especially at home. I don't know what our record is, Mason, if you want to look that up. But last year, I guess they beat us 6-2 or something like that. I'm not sure. It was
home record is
no, I mean against San Jose.
Oh.
Or head-to-head. How many times historically have we, what's the head-to-head historical matchup between Buffalo Sabres and San Jose?
It is. So Sabres dominated 33-14, 33-13, 14-2.
Okay, so 14. Okay,
two. I think is just ties maybe.
Yeah, because there were ties, and now there's shutout losses. So yeah. So we've beaten them historically, but everyone was like, you don't want the emotional letdown. Like it was such a historical game, and then you just kind of don't have it the next game because so much emotion and energy was burned 2 days before. But that wasn't the case. They're showing, like it's playoff time, baby, and we looked at the standings before the game. San Jose Sharks were just 1 point below the final wild card spot, so they, that was a really, really important game for them. And it gave and put us because yesterday, Columbus beat the Lightning in regulation, put us 4 points ahead of Lightning, atop of the Atlantic. Can't even believe I'm saying that, and it's just
also
it's just insane.
Take over here.
Yeah,
we have 8% chance to win the Stanley Cup, according to Open Markets. 43% for the Atlantic, 98% for the Stanley Cup, and a 15% chance to make it. We have a 1% chance to win the President's Trophy.
Yeah, well, we're dominating
right now. Colorado, the 91% chance to win the President's Trophy.
What about to win the Stanley Cup?
Let them win the trophy. I don't care.
Yeah, I know. I don't. I'm
champion is Colorado at 23%. Sabres at 8%. That actually went up 3.
23% to 8.
Yeah.
The other day, the bet to win it was 22-1. So $100 or $1 bet would win you $222. So I wonder if that's up or down.
Also, let's do one more thing until we go rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
So they're thinking the Sabres could clinch as early as March 22nd to April 13th. That's when the projected timeline.
The last game of the season.
Well, so March 22nd to early April. That's when they think the Sabres could clinch.
Yeah, we still got Tampa one more time too, and that can be for like home ice advantage. I don't know.
Yeah,
a lot's going to happen between now and then.
Okay, you ready to do some rapid fire?
So I set up a scenario here. Let the listeners in. This one's very specific, and it's not even really Buffalo. It's so reports came in. So we know the Miami Dolphins have let go of Tua Tagovailoa, and he signed a 1-year prove-it deal with the Atlanta Falcons. And Atlanta, they're gonna release Kirk Cousins. They gave him $100 million for nothing. No fault to him at all. Why they gave him $100 million and then drafted Penix, I have no idea. And then they treated him like crap. But anyways, that's beside the fact. So they said that Michael Penix Jr. And what year is he in?
Michael Penix Jr. second year.
A second-year pro will compete for the starting job with Tua Tagovailoa. And that's what we're That's what the rapid fire questions is going to be about. All right, ready?
You know what Tua's full name is?
What?
Tua Nijima
Ula
Ula Lepiola Tagovailoa.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
What's your point?
Okay.
Waiting.
Hold on.
Still waiting.
Okay. If both quarterbacks play average in camp, who should start week 1, Tua or Michael Penix Jr.?
I'd say it's gonna be a good one because Penix is younger. He's 25, turning 26 May 8th. Tua is a little bit older at 28. But if we've seen Tua, he had great weapons, but mostly a little bit overrated. If they both play average, it's a good question. I say they probably start Tua. Well, I think they probably start. I don't know. It's really good.
It's one or the other. You have a
Tua.
50-50. You have to pick one or the other.
Crazy.
Okay.
Tua had concussions.
Okay, number two. Who has the higher ceiling in Atlanta's offense? Tua or Penix? Who's got the higher ceiling?
I say Tua. He has good weapons.
Okay.
All
right. Which quarterback... No, wait. Okay, I'm sorry. Who throws the better deep ball? Who throws the better deep ball? This one's easy for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd probably go with...
You just don't look at a computer screen to answer the question. Just you have to look into your gut.
Penix.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Okay, we have 6 here. Okay, which quarterback makes Atlanta more dangerous in the NFC South?
Penix.
Okay, why is that?
Tua can't. He's not much of a runner. Penix is more dangerous. He has that deep threat, so I feel like it could be more dangerous.
Okay, that works for me. Does a 1-year deal mean Atlanta doesn't trust Tua long term?
No, I think that they don't want to. I mean, he's a veteran player. He could say like, "Oh, Penix, you're doing this. You gotta do this. You gotta do that." I don't think it was more of a like, we don't trust you. I think they kind of want to save their money for other positions of need.
Okay, all right. I'll buy it. And lastly, who's got more to lose this season, Penix or Tua?
I think Penix, second-year player, having competition with with Tua. I think you got a lot more at stake there. Tua is on a 1-year deal. You can flow around somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay, I will ask you
too.
now. If Penix outplays Tua in preseason, should Atlanta start Penix immediately?
So if Penix outplays Tua in preseason, yeah, I mean that's what they're there doing, evaluating in preseason, and if that's what they see, yeah, they should go with what they see in preseason, and then hopefully what they see will translate into the regular season.
Who would Atlanta fans rather watch right now?
So that's an interesting one there. So at 2 years, Michael Penix's shine has kind of worn off a little bit. And I'm thinking if you're an Atlanta fan, you're probably just want one guy to win it. And whoever that is the guy that they will support. You know what I mean? If Tua comes in there, he wins the job, and they go 4-1 in the first 5, they're all Tua. And the same would go for Penix. So, who would they rather want right now? The guy who wins the job.
That's not really everybody.
Yeah, that's my answer. Number 3.
It's Penix or Tua, not.
No, that's what yours was. Mine's not.
No.
Mine are different.
Who would Atlanta fans rather watch right now?
I just answered that.
Yeah, okay. Which quarterback benefits more from Atlanta's weapons? I think it's worded different, a little weirdly, but which quarterback would benefit more from Atlanta's
offense, I guess.
Offense,
yeah, in the weaponry that they have.
They have Drake London. I don't think Calvin Ridley got released.
there was a point where I was a Tua believer, but when he got, the concussions that he got and the way he responded from those concussions and the way he played after, just don't think he's the same guy that he was before, unfortunately, due to no fault of his own. And you might even be able to blame Miami for keeping him in there for too long when he was playing against Buffalo and he got a second one. But which quarterback benefits more from that? I'm going to say Penix.
Okay, Falcons start 2-3. Who should take over? This is if they have a different quarterback. He's horrible, and you have the option between Tua or Penix.
Yeah, so if Tua goes out there starts 2-3, or if Penix starts 2-3, I can't just blatantly say go with the other dude because you're below 500. It depends on how those losses come.
If it's like close losses, your defense isn't playing good, then keep your quarterback.
Yeah. Every game tells a story, and 2-3 doesn't tell that story. So, it's kind of like a wait and see type of situation there. Okay, number 5.
Okay, who is more likely to be the Falcons quarterback in 2027? Not 26, 27.
So I guess it could be the answers could be.
You also could say Tua
or other.
Penix or other.
Yeah, it could be Tua, Penix, or other. I'm going to go with Penix. I think Penix has got a little bit more upside.
Yeah, the rookie. It's on a rookie deal.
He's on a rookie deal, so I'm going to go with Penix there.
Which quarterback wins more games in 2026?
I'm going to go with Penix.
Okay. Let's moving on.
All right.
Turn off the music. We're going on to Bradley Chubb. Signed with Buffalo today.
Yeah.
Crazy deal after Joey Bosa left.
Yeah. Bradley Chubb. I was happy, neat initial reaction was that I was going to be happy about this. All right. So yeah, Bradley Chubb discussion. Mason, do you want to start us off with your initial thoughts?
Relied heavily on Greg Rousseau to generate some pressure. Mm-hmm. But I think Bradley Chubb really adds another legitimate, older edge rusher, can win one-on-one, and even if it doesn't show on the box score,
mm-hmm.
still show he can mess up plays, make it what did I say?
A disruptor,
disrupt plays.
Yeah, disruptor, get after the quarterback. Yeah, like I hear that. What kind of concerns me is his injury history, the history he's had with injuries. It's always a big risk, especially signing a guy to a multi-year contract, and he has missed times due to injury. So injuries are part of football, and then signing a guy that's already got history of that, it makes me a little uneasy.
Okay. I think Bradley Chubb with multiple seasons near or above double-digit sacks. He had 8.5 last year, in year 11. When he's healthy, he's constantly produced pressures.
No, he had 8.5 last year, and he had 11 sacks in 2023.
Okay. Which is something, he produces pressures.
Mm-hmm.
Something Buffalo sometimes struggled with in big pressure guys. And also a run defense, too.
Yeah. No, I mean, I hear that. My concern, another concern that I have though is the cap space. The impact it's going to have. Like you were just mentioning, we've only got $2 million available, and I'm just worried that we're not going to be able to have any flexibility for other positions like wide receiver or some depth signings in the secondary and things like that.
Okay, can we have a little breaking news real quick? I got breaking news.
Breaking news. All right, hold on. Sorry, I was a little slow on that.
Bucks signing former Panthers standout defensive lineman Alshon Robinson to a 1-year, $10 million full guaranteed deal.
Okay, 1 year, 10.
So yeah, those are our that's your update.
Okay.
Also, going back, Bradley Chubb.
Yep.
Adding Chubb fourth offices to really count for, be like, oh, we don't want to run on third down because it might not be guaranteed there. It would be create better matchup players like Greg Rousseau, interior rushers, more one-on-one opportunities. Usually leads to a coverage sack.
Yeah, but like this guy, he's definitely past his prime. I
wouldn't say past. I think he's still relevant, but not his prime. Like what you said.
He came in the league in 2018. I think he's past his prime, especially for a guy who's an edge rusher. These guys, battle. These guys are up against some of the biggest linemen in the league, and in this position, production can start declining pretty fast, and especially towards the tail end of the career, which I do believe Bradley Chubb is in the tail end of his career.
Yeah. Okay. Also, think for the Bills' playoff experience, he's a veteran. Played in big AFC games, understands the divisional matchups. That experience can really help a defense that had trouble closing out elite quarterbacks in the postseason. Mahomes, I'm not going to say Bo Nix, not really elite yet. Trevor Lawrence, I'd say he's elite passing player than Mahomes. Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson.
Why are you bringing these guys up?
I'm telling about elite quarterbacks we've played. All these guys we've played.
Mm-hmm.
Help really. Mahomes,
Oh,
Burrow.
he can get after those guys, yeah.
Yeah.
100%. But there could be this kind of ripple effect from signing an edge rusher, and what do we say? He was the seventh highest paid free agent edge so far. And when you look at the mock drafts, you see edge. Everyone's there's so much priority, not only in free agency, but also in this year's upcoming draft. So does this mean that, we pass on a really talented edge rusher that could be with us, for many years and be an all-pro? Of course, you can't predict that. You don't know what guys wind up being. But
edge rushers,
but yeah.
Like later edge rushers usually take a couple of years to develop.
Mm-hmm.
But I like what you said there. But the Bills could always make a surprising move. Get someone like T.J. Parker, who I have on my mock draft. I was a little late on
edge?
that news.
He's edge? Yeah. T.J. Parker, edge from
I'll
where?
probably change that when I do my mock draft 3.0.
Where does T.J. Parker out of?
Clemson.
Okay, Clemson guy. All right.
Okay, we already talked about Max Crosby, Trey Hendrickson, right?
Yeah, we're running. It's 48 minutes.
Okay, talk about let's just talk about the players tournament.
Okay, yeah, because we did already talk about the draft.
Also,
last week.
Just gonna say something here. We might be doing a bonus podcast about mock drafts, so keep alert for that. Make sure you have your. So that's gonna be fun. Okay.
Definitely.
PGA players. Who do you think is gonna win the players tournament?
Okay, so I love this tournament. One thing about so Rory is right now right behind Scotty with the shortest odds to win this tournament. However, he's the reigning champion. He won last year.
But he does have a back issue. He's
got a back issue that he pulled out of the API last year, Arnold Palmer Invitational, and they said it was precautionary. He felt a tweak and then followed up by muscle spasms. So he says that he's a game time decision, which is tomorrow morning.
GTD?
I'm not sure if he's. We'll have to look that up if he's a morning start time or an afternoon. I'm not sure, but he's given himself a game time decision. So these are the predictions. I want to do this every week. I want to put yourself on record, and right now we could just pick first overall. Who's going to win it, and then
Ray McElroy is 1:42 p.m.
Let's do this. Let's do who's going to win it.
Does it come in second?
Who's going to come in a top 10? And then who
We'll miss
will
a cut?
come in? And who will miss cut?
Okay. Can I go first?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm on my list. The first person I'm gonna just use my little pen here. I'm gonna take off some guys. I don't think Matt Patrick's gonna win. He's come close, but I don't think he can really. I don't think Albert's gonna win. See with him. I think for me, there's a couple guys. Scheffler. I think it's really up to these three to win. I think it's Scheffler always. I actually think I'm gonna go for a little bit of a wild card here with Jake Knapp. I
Really?
don't think you should left him out. And so I would do Scheffler, Jake Knapp,
40-1.
and I'll also do a bit
No,
of.
no. You pick one winner.
I know.
So who's your winner?
I'm gonna go with Scheffler.
Wait, you just went from Jake Knapp.
No, I said those are my guys I think would go in. I think he's gonna get.
Okay, but just know this, that next week you can't pick the same guy twice.
Okay.
Okay, so you're picking Scheffler.
I'm gonna pick top 10 Jake Knapp.
Okay, all right.
And I think I really think the person who's gonna miss the cut would be let's go.
I mean, you could pick, even if you go to the last person named, this is a limited field. This is everyone is good.
I actually really think person. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go Corey Connors. Wait, is he the Canadian?
Yep.
Oh wait, no, I like him. I'm gonna go.
You don't have to dislike the person if you think he's going to miss the cut. It's just what you think how you think he's trending, or it could be something you really like. Doesn't mean you have to dislike them.
I'm gonna go.
In that case,
yeah.
It's not like we're talking Daniel Berger here or anything.
Oh yeah.
Don't get me started with Daniel Berger.
So I'm gonna go Christian
the
Bisenhill.
guy, he promises children signatures, and then he see ya.
I'm going Bisenhill.
Okay.
Christian Bisenhill.
South African Benuzendorp.
Benuzendorp.
Yeah. We saw him at the Cognizant Classic. He actually drained one in the water in the bear trap on the 16th. But then he stood, and then he walked right up to the drop zone and put one on the green. But anyways, okay, so we're running up against the clock here. So you pick Scotty, so I can't. We got Rory, going from shortest odds longer. Rory, Colin Morikawa, Siwoo Kim, Ludwig Aubert. But we got Russell Henley, Xander, Tommy Fleetwood. That is where I am landing to win the 2026 Players Championship. You heard it. The winner of the FedEx Cup, Tommy Fleetwood.
Woo!
That's right.
Also, you said we can't use these next week, or never.
You can't pick the same person to win it 2 weeks in a row. That is correct.
2 weeks in a row. Okay. So, I think we're ready to wrap this up.
Okay. Yeah, that's a wrap. All right. No, wait. Tommy Fleetwood, and then top 10.
Oh. Can you Jack Knapp?
Okay, top 10. Top 10. I'm going to go Robert McIntyre.
Okay, that's a good one.
All right, and is Daniel Berger? I think he must have took the week off. He's not in here.
No, he's there.
Where?
He's at the bottom.
Oh yeah, he's right here.
1,500.
He's gonna miss the cut.
5,000. Okay.
He's gonna miss the cut.
Okay, put these in, and then next week we'll keep.
Maybe one of these days we'll talk about that.
It's gonna be I like
Daniel
this.
Berger story at Oakmont.
I like this fun little game.
Yeah.
Next week we'll tell the results.
It makes us accountable.
Time will tell.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
This is a good podcast. Keep it on next time. Hopefully we'll.
Warpath.
Yeah, you know it. When do the Sabres play next?
We play tomorrow.
Probably tomorrow, right?
Washington.
Yeah. All right. This was another good podcast, Mason.
I'm signing out. See you
Signing
later.
out.
Upstairs.
Catch you on the flip side. See you guys. Guys and girls. See ya.
Yeah. What?